Hi everybody, I'm back. I hope you all are doing well. I feel like it's been a while since I've been able to speak with you. Again, I know these are treacherous times, and I'm hoping that everybody is doing well through it. I am back here in Montgomery. I'm happy to have relocated. I will say that it is quite expensive having that happen. My things are still in storage, but I am in the process of getting that house in a shape where I can live in it. I wish it were a lot easier, but of course, just like life, everything, comes with bumps in the road, and we just hope that those bumps make things work out better for us in the long run. And so I have been moody a lot, but I'm still here. It's interesting that, 2 years ago when my root chakra attack began, and how every day I was hoping for something to happen, and here we are, we're still here. But I have relocated to Montgomery, and I am feeling a bit safer. And I'm just getting through every day. I do have notes here today. I hope that I don't come across as rambling, but so many thoughts happen in the course of a day, and I did not want to make subheadings about the things I wanted to talk to. I just want to speak again from the heart about what I'm dealing with, what we all perhaps are dealing with. But anyway, bogus HIV transitions. I've been posting in the comments section some of the posts that I'm doing online. I have rejoined Facebook. It seems I have you start a Facebook account and they start sending friend requests. A lot of my people are from Africa, and I'm happy about that. People I grew up with, all the other Facebook friends I have, probably are not aware that I'm back on Facebook, and that's probably a good thing. We are living in a world where we have learned that 99% of black people have walk-ins, and we're aware of cloning and black eradication. But here, I was here in this park with my mother that day, and I did presentations about cloning in Montgomery. Please review those or share them with others. But I'm back here at Oak Park. I wanted to present from the other side that I mentioned. I used to come out here and journal, but they're having some sort of a picnic or family gathering at that little table where I would sit. And so here I am back here at this general area, but there is somewhere to sit I'm happy about. I want to say that I always announce myself as someone who studies metaphysical science, and I'm now very much interested in the occult sciences. Probably reminded of all of that by Bobby Hemmett. I have decided, because I study Bobby Hemmett so much, I love him to death, but that voice all day and all night begins to grate on your nerves. And so I decided to branch out and study some of the other teachers out there, whatever race they are. And I stumbled across someone whom I was familiar with before I even learned who Bobby Hemmett was. For instance, Santos Bonacci. He teaches a lot about occult science, metaphysics, astrology. And so it was interesting to be studying him lately. There are also other teachers. One in particular, if you just type in occult sciences in the YouTube search, you get a lot of options. And one of them had a playlist of 91 presentations. And that guy is so excellent. He speaks so well and is so knowledgeable. And you just go from one to the other. A lot of the things we are familiar with, but he presents them in a way that gives much more detail, along with resources, just like Bobby Hemmett and I try to do, to help people who are interested in this type of study to find resources. that guy never even said his name, I don't think. But he's very eloquent when it comes to speaking about all things occult science. So I've been enjoying that as a break from Bobby Hemmett. What's next on my list here? I want to remind you all about my book, There Is No HIV. And I consider myself to be a healer. I believe my consultations can really help people pinpoint how they got the illnesses that they are experiencing based on their own ill states of consciousness. We pinpoint the chakra, its principle, and talk about things going on in your life that perhaps you can self-correct your consciousness about, and then the body will naturally follow along, leading me right up to my root chakra. You know, I noticed when I re-listen to some of these presentations, for instance, perhaps one day it is not flaring and I feel better and I've been thinking that I've been healed. You know, I've done altar work, I've poured libation, I've called in every entity, I've done every natural remedy that others had told me about and that I knew about. And it had not worked, although it is better. I have poked and prodded again at that area where I have gotten down to the, I believe, metal implants in my anus. I think there are 2, if not 3. And it's very painful when you touch that area. And it's quite depressing when you realize you don't have money, insurance, to actually get it removed. So it is a constant nag and a pain, especially when it flares. I believe Kundalini doesn't want me to eat anymore. You know, the foods aren't real. It's like cardboard, salted cardboard on snacks. And so I eat very little, even though I think I look better. But urinating and defecating is extremely painful. You'd think I was giving birth. And I do that a lot in the course of the day. So this thing is really a pain. A literal pain in the ass. And I want it to go away. People keep saying, you know, well, all bad things don't last forever. Things do get better. And I am still here 2 years into this, hoping that it gets better. Some days it's so bad, and I can't tell you the thoughts that go through my mind just to escape, to have a moment where I don't have that constant nag in an area of my body. And so please continue to send positive healing energies to me. I do appreciate it, and I do believe that it can help. But I also like to be a demonstration of what it is that I teach with self-healing. And being here in Montgomery now, I'm hoping that I'll get some opportunities to perhaps make money or teach or share with other like-minded conscious people about metaphysics and occult science. I'm changing from hand to hand here, and I hope I don't drop the phone or dislodge the presentation. But anyway, I wanted to speak there about my root chakra. As far as Facebook and Instagram, I've rejoined Instagram and Facebook posts there. I'm thankful for those. It is my social connection, even though many people throughout the years that I've met there that I admire, who admire me, I probably never meet them in person. And that's kind of sad too. But I wouldn't even have the occasional light communication were it not for social media. But I am growing tired of it. There are a lot of reasons for that. A lot of things that I think it does to dumb down our people. You know, I was going down the timeline, which I rarely do, and I noticed the fights usually between black women, or weird things that break out in restaurants, fights, just people pummeling each other. And then it brings up all kind of thoughts about cloning and turning us against each other. And here in Montgomery, there's a place where I like to go and get fish. It's in the black side of town, but it is owned by white people. I don't even think they have any black cooks, but they've got all manner of seafood. And so I go there, but it's right in that area where even on YouTube, you see fights taking place here in my city of Montgomery. And so you can feel unsafe, but you have to be careful, observant of your surroundings at all times, and not get drawn into public conflict with people, because you just never know what they're capable of. So I hope you all are being careful in that way. I don't mean fearful, but being careful wherever you are, because this is happening all over the planet. Black people are being eradicated, cloned. We are experiencing walk-ins, and anything that they can do, much of which we aren't even aware of, to sublimate the rising Kundalini and thwart the evolution of human consciousness. Okay, so remember that. Also, I had been studying and I learned about surrounding yourself in brown, especially when going to sleep, to protect yourself while you unplug your appliances in your bedroom, like I do every night with this big screen TV staring down on me in my room, in my folks' home. Surrounding myself in brown aura. I also put an oval egg of energy over me, over the house, over the area where I am. I surround it in marble and put mirrors all around it, and then place ampu above the house where I am for protection, so that I can sleep at night. We know that melanin is activated during sleep time. And then traveling into these other worlds where I can actually honestly say it's like a relief just to be able to go to sleep and dream. Although there are astral attacks going on there as well as continued initiations. And it used to be years back when I was aware that I was in an initiation, traversing seemingly impossible terrain, being underwater, walking through fire, walking through walls. Those kinds of things don't happen as much anymore, but there have been some situations where I have had to, for instance, traverse a staircase going up or down, but I'm not conscious in the dream, and I generally fail those tests. And when I wake up and realize it, I get upset. But, you know, doing deep breathing exercises prior to sleeping and making these requests before going to sleep, in particular for me, wanting to find whatever that gateway is to get through there, through the dark, and then perhaps into a new realm. I am all about that. I hope you are too. Also, I noticed that on some of my presentations, which I've included in the playlist, I think it has 240 or so. I let it play one at a time each day. And I noticed some of the presentations only have like 4 views. Some have 10 or 11, some have 20. And that is disappointing, but on the flip side of that, when you have a lot of views, that calls attention to you and could make it more dangerous for you. So those of you who catch whatever presentation I do, I want to thank you. Several people have, by chance, seen presentations and made a comment about how they're glad to have found me and how it's helping them. So I thank them. I thank you all, really, for even caring that I'm here explaining to you what it's like under bogus HIV attack in our spiritual awakening at this time. Okay, I'm just about done. I wanted to talk also about new friend opportunities here in this town. I can say that I do feel isolated. I spend most of the time in my room at my parents' house, putting it in the mind about renovating my grandmother's home. But even when I go out, I don't see anyone really that I would consider to be conscious. I see evidence of black eradication here, and so I'm always in a mode of protecting myself and safety, but at the same time loving my people, realizing that we are all gods. I'm saddened by pastors who keep the masses of our people worshiping lower demiurge entities, not providing them with the truth. But apparently that's the way it's supposed to be for now. They say everybody's on their own level, but it is sad, so I am isolated even here. But I hope new opportunities will happen for me to have new people in my life, particularly after I relocate to my grandmother's house, which is very expensive. My things are in storage. I got a free month, but that month is almost coming to an end, and if this house is not ready, I'm going to have to pay to keep my things in storage, making everything more difficult. But anyway, I'm still here, and still hoping for things to get better or for this solution to end. I want to remind you all about my book. Please suggest it to others. That will be a source of income as well as the consultations. And then also, I am so glad to be out today. A little bit of walk from where I am to my car. I need to stretch. You know, I do calisthenics in the bed, stretching, bending over, getting my blood going. You know, I miss tennis. I miss all the activities that I used to do. But I'm not able to with this spirit root chakra entity attack. And so I hope everything gets better for you, for me, for all of us. Stay focused, meditate, study occult science. Speaking of occult science, even studying Bobby Hemmett, who I love because as a black person you can relate to him, and he goes beyond some of the other teachers out there who are coming from a Christian or an Orthodox perspective, knowing that when our temples were desecrated, burned, and information stolen, and then like Hermetic texts, Coptic texts, and then distorting that information to promote Christianity and Orthodoxy. A lot of things in their perspective does not include black people. You rarely hear them mention melanin. You hear a lot of discussion about Prometheus, the light bringer, Satan and whatnot, but then they use that word devil, and it can be confusing to someone who is not aware of the power inside highly melanin black people, of which everything is about. And we are returning to high spiritual status. And so just remember that when you're studying other teachers, that their perspective may still not include us, which is what caused me to search outside, because when I started learning about Etruscans and sharing it, as I mentioned before, in spiritual groups about black people and our history, it seemed that I was shunned a lot, and I ended up leaving those groups, if not getting kicked out. And so now that I'm branching out and studying some of those things, like Lisa Renee and other teachers who are white, but who do provide good information and knowledge, I'm having to remember that and stay strong in who I am, who we are as a people, our ancestors, who we are. And so I even posed a question in one of Bobby Hemmett presentations about the fact that he had said that our ancestors go inside us when they die, and then with the awareness that we should go into the light rather than the dark, does that mean that they would go with us? Because again, I am searching for that gateway when I go to sleep. I haven't had an opportunity yet to experience any of that. But if I do get it, I'm going through there, hopefully without fear. And I want to know if the ancestors go with us. So if you have any information about that or anything else that I've discussed, I do appreciate your making comments from time to time. I appreciate the accolades and that kind of thing. And me and Mama Nebthet, love you so much. All right, I'm Dr. Damien Q. Laster, a.k.a. Kabir Amin Ra Ampur Sarset Harapti, the Conscious Dr. Rainbow Water, Warrior, Metaphysical Science, and Occult Science. I'm going to be adding that to my salutations. Tum Ra, from Oak Park in Montgomery, Alabama. All right, bye-bye. Have a good rest of the weekend.